What's up, everybody? And this is our new show on the Laketoria Entertainment channel, Booya Laketoria Remembers, a show where we go back, talk about our favorite shows, cartoons, whatever from the 90s. I'm here with the totally awesome Andy, Calabunga Kevin, and me, nickname pending CJ. So,
That's a pretty good nickname.
it is. For our first episode, we are going to explore KABLAM!
And here's your host.
I'm doing my foot dance. That's all they did. They did that foot dance back and forth the whole time. No, they didn't. They flipped and did more flip dancing, and then they did more flips. That's it. That's the whole
There were
thing.
a few times where they would change up the animation in the intro.
Or maybe I don't know. It's been. I didn't see every episode, but I just remember for season it was the same.
Just
Go ahead, CJ. Go ahead. I'm done. I'm done with this.
Just to give our viewers some background, KABLAM was a show in the 90s. It was a cartoon variety show based off a fictional comic. Was it fictional? I've never seen KABLAM as a comic. But was a fictional comic, KABLAM, hosted by Henry and June. So to start off our episode, Kevin, what was your favorite KABLAM short?
Prometheus and Bob. I think I was always, when watching KABLAM, I was always excited. I always was anticipation.
You looked forward to.
I did look forward to it, but it always made me mad that it was always the last one. So I always had to go through all of them, and sometimes it was like the second to last one, but most of the time Prometheus and Bob was like the last one they showed before the end of the show. And it was always the funniest one. And all the other ones were always kind of okay, because Action League Now kind of had its funny moments, but I never laughed as hard as when I watched Prometheus and Bob, because the monkey would either screw up something, or Bob would just be that dumb that the alien's why am I here? Yeah, that was the whole thing. So I would have to say Prometheus and Bob was my absolute favorite one.
Okay, same question to you, Andy.
I gotta go with the offbeats.
They never stay small.
Exactly. It was basically just a great riff on the Peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved the take on it. It hit that like beatnik culture and stupid elements of high school and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I did love the offbeats. For me, my favorite, I'd have to go back to what Kevin mentioned earlier, Action League Now. Going back and watching it, I'll say KABLAM aged pretty well compared to everyone else, like other cartoons from the 90s. And you wouldn't really think so. But Action League Now, plus Action League Now did get a spin-off and get his own cartoon for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Action League Now was probably my favorite. And he had like the dastardly mayor who would always get messed up by like whatever he was doing. The team never really saved the day. They just kind of happened to be there when the day was saved. But the problem was solved. Like Thunder Girl and her stupid song. Thunder Girl, flying like thunder. Other people wonder what it's like to be me. I'm just like, see this little mother? But I'd say Action League Now is probably my favorite. And Meltman with the power to melt.
I always loved that most of the problems actually get solved by like the dog once they actually introduce justice.
KABLAM, like all around, for me, yeah, it was Action League Now.
Yeah, Kevin and I were talking about this, CJ, before the show, and it sort of ties into how you were saying the show aged really well. We were saying that it was honestly kind of ahead of its time.
I think it was. I think it really was. If you look at a lot of cartoons today, kind of the jokes that they tell on not Action League Now, but on KABLAM in general, you'll find them and like that kind of tact in cartoons that you see today, like on Cartoon Network. Especially with things like The Amazing World of Gumball or, Teen Titans Go.
And, I mean, you also have to look at it. The show itself was essentially, what was the cartoon show? Cartoons.
Oh, the way they did the shorts and how they cut them out, or cut them up.
The predecessor for cartoons.
Yeah, and we got a lot of cartoons from cartoons.
It was just more involved because you had an animated host leading the show for you instead of it just being cartoons where they cut out that middleman.
Well, yeah, it kind of seems like, because we were talking about this earlier about how there were basically 5 main shows that you'd always see, but at one point in time they started throwing in like shorts
Yeah,
or
little one-offs.
or new ones that are like, all right, we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see how this goes. But we have these 5 main ones. What was it? You said the Action League Now got its own show, and wasn't there?
Yeah, it became Action League Now, the series.
Right.
And it was...
Angela Anaconda got her own show too.
Oh, that's right. Angela Anaconda was like a one-off at one point. It was a
then
one-off
got bought
first.
out by Fox or something.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, it's something with it was a Canadian show because
Oh.
y'all remember you told me that Angela Anaconda actually opened for the Digimon movie
Yeah,
at one point. And what was the other show that opened for another movie? I forgot what that was.
I can't remember.
Although I guess it's probably bad that we say that we forgot since the show's called We Remember. But I do remember that the
I do
Action League
know-
Now opened up
Oh,
for.
no, you know what it was? It was the Henry and June show. Opened for one of the SpongeBob movies or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe not a
All
movie.
right.
It might have been a TV special.
Or something like that.
That's crazy. For moving on to our next question, which KABLAM short do you think would hold up today as like an Adult Swim type cartoon?
Well, I mean, I think the obvious one is Action League Now, just because of the way its comedy was.
Basically, Robot Chicken.
Yeah, it is Robot Chicken with less work,
Mhm.
so it's like okay, I can see that happening, but I mean,
and
yeah,
it did get its own series. So they had proven that they could do a full length episode.
how long do we know how
When
long
they-
this series lasts?
It lasted one season, but the episodes were 24 minutes long.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess so then. I guess they could do that. So I would say Action League Now would probably be the best Adult Swim show, but I mean if Snizen, I don't even know if Snizen Fondue could be an actual Adult Swim show. I could see it as a Nicktoon or a cartoon
Mhm.
with the amount that they've had out there. I don't see why they didn't go any further or spin off into something. I feel like they were kind of a staple. They were almost in every episode.
They opened most of the episodes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Andy?
I agree outright that Action League Now is definitely the best, the forerunner, but it feels like cheating to use that answer
Right.
just because they did get a season. And I know it wasn't on Adult Swim, but you know,
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I do think Snizen Fondue could probably pull it off, but they'd have to change up the humor.
Yeah.
On Adult Swim though. I guess
what
so,
I'm saying
but-
is I think it's the best set up to become a standalone show
Okay.
outside of Action League Now. And so I think if they were writing it with Adult Swim in mind, they could make Snizen Fondue work. Because it's essentially just two roommates who are really shitty to each other.
Right.
And then the other two that just kind of
They're there.
survive them.
They're just there, like, all right, we're here now.
And I think that's a potentially rich vein that they could have tapped into if they were trying to build for an Adult Swim short
Okay,
or
yeah.
a full-length cartoon.
For me, I'm gonna cheat since I'm the host of the show and I can do that. I'm gonna say just bring KABLAM back altogether and put it on Adult Swim.
I don't know. I don't know if
Give
KABLAM
give
could.
us just more
an
edgy
edgier
content.
clip show.
Yeah, and edgier clip show. Give us more edgier Action League Now, edgier Prometheus and Bob, edgier Snizen Fondue, edgier Life with Loopy.
I mean, I think they'd
Yes,
have to
like-
change up the shows, but I do think it would be cool if there was a show that was sort of functioned in the same way that KABLAM did for Adult Swim.
I don't think I would like that because that's Robot Chicken. That's exactly what Robot Chicken is. It goes 30 to 15-second clips of all stuff that you grew up with, but now we're putting a little bit of edginess to it because
Yeah.
that's what Robot Chicken is.
Right.
Robot Chicken's not a hosted show. You can bring back the KABLAM format with like Henry and June and everything like that, and just make it edgy and more adult.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it'd be a good excuse to basically do what cartoons did and what KABLAM did, but for potential future Adult Swim cartoons. By showcasing these shorts from new creators, helping get them exposure. I think that'd be really cool.
I don't know. I don't think the short format I don't think an edgier KABLAM would work for Adult Swim. What it has right now is good for what it is. It's good for what it is, and I feel like making it edgier is going to take away from what KABLAM is. If that makes any
It doesn't even
sense.
necessarily need to be edgier. I mean, look at Toonami. It's basically hosted by Tom.
Yeah, but with Toonami, it's basically here's anime, and anime in general can range from
Right.
Pokemon to oh my god, Cowboy Bebop, and you're just like, okay, well, we have some adult-oriented cartoons here,
Cowboy Pikachu.
but we also have some, obvious. Here's Sailor Moon here, and we're putting it with all these other ones. So Toonami can actually get away with all right, we're appealing to the tweens, but at the same time, we're going to back up a little bit because we know some of our content.
Did you like what Adult Swim did to C-Lab?
What Adult Swim? No, Adult Swim basically took full episodes of C-Lab and changed it. That's what they did, and it was just C-Lab. Now, if you're talking about just changing one show on KABLAM and do what they did with C-Lab, I'd be like, all right, I'm on board with that. I don't know what show you do.
I love C-Lab.
I mean, you could do Life with Loopy and have that go back and forth. I'd laugh a little bit if they did something
That would be
along
weird.
that thing or did something with the offbeats like that. Then I'd be like, okay, I can get on board with that. But actually changing the format of KABLAM.
I'm gonna change my answer. Let's just bring back the off.
I'm into it.
Bring back the okay, you could do that with the
and put them on Adult Swim.
All right,
That would
you're
be
right.
good.
I would
be a
agree
good
with that.
show.
I could see that.
Because I think the offbeats, that was going to be my other answer, and I think that's one of those shows where you could have them addressing modern topics now.
Exactly. Yeah, I could see that, and they could do it in a comical way,
Yeah.
and that would work. I could see that and going, all right, this works.
All right, so we're agreed. Let's do the offbeats.
All right, we're doing this. Let's go in. We're gonna write
All
up.
right, guys.
Yeah.
I'll start drafting up the pitch.
All right, everyone. That's all the time we have for today. Stay tuned for more episodes. We're gonna definitely look back at all your favorite '90s cartoons and TV shows. Kev, you have anything you want to add?
No way. I changed my mind. I do want to add something. It's like, I also want to say that they need to bring back the Henry and June show, but they need to do it better and they need to give it a plot. So
Yeah.
if someone wants to talk to me, I will write an episode of Henry and June. I got done watching this last night on YouTube, and I'm like, this could be so much better because all the jokes were there. They were just bad at it. So if someone's watching this and it's just like, hey, we want to bring back Henry and June, just email us and we'll talk. There we go. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Andy,
Oh,
any
are we
last
throwing-
thoughts?
Are we throwing pitches? Okay, my pitch. Everyone should go back and listen to Two-Tone Army from the Toasters. It's such a good ska song. Classic second wave. That's it.
All right. Well, I'm CJ. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember. Talk to you soon.
Tune in next time to the same nostalgia time on the same nostalgia channel.